They've seen unusual-looking creatures in the distance. Today, Mike Gerspan spoke to a few people who are trying to figure out what is in the forest.
An animal began crossing the road. The size of the animal was more than twice the size of a regular wolf. I could really see just how massive the animal actually was.
The darkness of night holds a lot more than what we could have ever thought or ever bargained for. From the appearance of chupacabras to realistic werewolf sightings, buckle up for a wild ride through the real-life werewolf sightings that terrified everyone.
Is that her?
While driving down a highway, a lone driver suddenly spotted a massive wolf stepping into view. Its hunched body and long limbs moved with a slow, deliberate pace. Under the headlights, its rough fur and powerful build became visible, making the driver's heart race. It was far too large to be an ordinary wolf, and its glowing eyes hinted at something far more menacing. One thing became clear: this was no ordinary animal. This was a werewolf. Its unnatural size, human-like stride, and eerie presence matched legendary folklore. The driver was trembling, realizing the truth: the werewolf still roams. Brazilian werewolf strikes. A huge, hairy beast on two legs. That's what a man in Brazil claimed was haunting his home. But was it real? The camera footage revealed a chilling truth. There it was, a massive wolf-like creature, illuminated by an eerie red glow. Shivering howls and growls as it clawed at the barricade, determined to get through. After its initial attempts failed, it began sniffing around as if searching for another way. With a frustrated roar louder than before, it tried one last time before disappearing into the night, leaving the man terrified. Strange howls in Brazil. A quiet evening in Brazil turned scary for one man. Loud howls echoed from his backyard. He grabbed his phone to record the sound. Pointing the camera into the darkness, he spotted something big. The creature had a long snout and huge ears. It moved strangely unlike any animal he knew. The man wondered if he was seeing a werewolf. Sharp teeth gleamed, and the body looked like a mix of dog and human. Could it be a werewolf or just a wild animal? Devil from hell.
Allahu Akbar, Subhanallah, Subhanallah, wa la ilaha illallah.
A man entered an old, decaying house in the countryside, curious about rumors of strange sightings. As he crept through the dark, musty halls, he suddenly felt an overwhelming chill. Turning a corner, his flashlight caught a glimpse of something truly terrifying: a shadowy figure peering out from behind the wall. The creature's eyes glowed faintly, and its twisted red form seemed to blend into the darkness. He swears it was an Ifrit Jinn, a powerful demonic being from Middle Eastern folklore known for its malevolence and strength. The way it stared at the prey look, it seemed like it wanted him to return from his secret home, or giving a warning to not tell. The burrowing cryptid. In a field, a mysterious creature covered in white feathery fur was spotted hunched over a freshly dug hole. It moved with eerie grace, its body twisting and shifting as it dug into the earth with long, thin limbs. Its back rippled with each movement, suggesting an unusually flexible spine. Large wing-like structures extended from its sides, making it resemble a cryptid from folklore more than any known animal. As it burrowed and moved, it ignited wild speculation among those who witnessed it. What could this strange creature be? New neighbor. A resident finally encountered the rumored black ghost lurking in the neighborhood. The dark, shadowy figure stood motionless in the doorway of a deserted house. Though its shape was obscure, its glowing eyes were a beacon in the night, peering straight at the camera through the shadows. To alert others to the frightening scene, the resident took a video of it as evidence of its unsettling presence. Yet the ghost made no threatening moves. It simply watched quietly, almost as if waiting for its partner. Or maybe they have plans for the outing tonight. A witch in the ruins. From behind broken branches and debris, the horrific sight, resembling a face with hollow eyes, stared out. Locals whispered of a witch who practiced black magic here long ago, cursing anyone who entered her domain. They claimed that her evil spirit never left the location. This footage, showing a shadow form lurking in the ruins, matched those chilling tales perfectly. Belief in witches may have faded over time, but sightings like these remind people of old fears. It might be the possibility that the creature is the ghost of a long, lifeless sorceress, still guarding her cursed home. The hunger in the woods. Mostly predators have dominance, but somehow tables can be turned. In the freezing northern woods, a traveler found himself lost, cold, and weak after days without food. But something darker was lurking, watching him from the shadows. The shadow spoke of the Wendigo, a tall, thin creature with sharp eyes and horns, always hungry for human flesh. As the man sat by his fire near a cave, he heard a low growl from the cave darkness. The Wendigo appeared, its eyes glowing with a hunger that could never be filled. With claws ready, it seemed to snap toward him. Mysterious creature by the pond. A family's fun day at a pond took an unexpected turn. While their daughter played with crabs, something weird lurked in the background. Among the trees, a tall, dark shape appeared. This mysterious figure walked on two legs but wasn't human. The creature had long limbs and a strange hunch. Silently moving in the background, it appears to be a werewolf. Its figure first blended in with the surroundings, making it difficult to see. As quickly as it was noticed, the werewolf walked towards the trees and disappeared. Unique wolf.
السلام عليكم. اليوم جيت ندير لكم مقارنة بين فك الذئب وفك الكلب.
The scientists looked closely at a big wolf jaw in a small lab, but something was odd. This wolf looked nothing like the usual African wolf. After a brief look into it, it turned out to be a European wolf. This raised the obvious question as to how could a European wolf end up so far from its habitat. Its teeth were different from any usual wolf species, having only sharp incisor teeth with absolutely no visible molar teeth. Even stranger, the teeth were super clean. How did a European wolf jaw end up in Africa? It appeared the poor wolf traveled a very long way.
راح نوضح برك هذا ذئب أوروبي مش ذئب.
An unbelievable find in Mexico. Hidden deep within the forests of Mexico, researchers uncovered a skeleton that defied explanation. The skeleton had long, thin fingers extending from its twisted bones.
Ve el tamaño de esas manos.
And a spine unlike any seen before. Though aged, the structure was eerily unique, suggesting a creature not just unusual but otherworldly. The team was astounded. This wasn't a typical animal. Its anatomy hinted at something more mysterious. The fingers were seemingly designed for grasping, and the elongated spine indicated an odd mode of movement. This could be the remains of the legendary werewolf, possibly fallen in a fierce battle. Aggressive werewolf encounter. Late at night, while searching for her lost dog, a woman's flashlight revealed something terrifying. From the shadows emerged a massive black creature, charging toward her with an open mouth and sharp, gleaming teeth. Its glowing eyes and snarling face were full of aggression, and its powerful body moved swiftly through the darkness. The woman froze in fear as the creature, with wild fur and fierce growls, got closer. Its frightening presence resembled a werewolf. Its unusual response made it clear it couldn't be her dog, so it had to be a werewolf. Huge wolf chasing dog. A dog barked fiercely at a massive, strange creature from a distance as the camera captured the unsettling scene. Suddenly, the huge wolf sprang up, charging at the dog. The dog quickly retreated, sensing the danger. But the wolf wasn't done. It stepped back, tricking the dog into thinking it had backed down. Feeling falsely confident, the dog charged again, only to be pounced on by the wolf. The dog's owner shouted in panic, but the beast ignored the cries. This wasn't just a regular wolf. Its unnatural intelligence and aggressive behavior made it clear. This was a werewolf, showing its predatory instincts in full force, leaving no room for doubt. Werewolf on the hunt. A person heard unsettling growls coming from the bushes near his home. Curious and uneasy, he stepped outside to investigate the strange sounds. As he moved into the bushes, the growls became louder, echoing through the street. Suddenly, a figure burst out with a long tail, a hairy body, and moving like a human but with unnatural walk and agility. With its werewolf-like appearance and wild motions, the creature darted across the yard. Hungry and restless, it seemed to be on a hunt for food. But as for the man who ventured into the bushes, he mysteriously disappeared. Could he have become the werewolf's next meal? No one knows. Weird animal in woods. A man was calmly riding his horse in the forest when the air shimmered with spooky light. A big shadow appeared with a long snout, big flabby wings, and furry skin similar to a bat. The man tried to identify it, but before he could take a proper look, the massive creature turned the calm situation into a disaster and hit the horse. The horse started to panic and threw the man in the air. Before the creature vanished back into the shimmering sunlight, the man recognized it as a giant anteater. He gathered himself and a horse and returned to his area, shared the whole story, and asked the police officials to take immediate action. Night encounter. A scary howl woke up the campers in the Brazilian forest. They were curious but scared. With flashlights in hand, they went to look. Two bright eyes stared at them from the darkness. They pointed their lights and saw something scary, a black creature sitting by a tree in the bushes. It had a dog's face and big, sharp teeth. Its front teeth looked ready to bite. This creature looked like the Brazilian dogman from old stories. They didn't want to see what would happen next. Quickly, they ran back to their camps. The forest seemed even darker and scarier now. What other strange things were out there? The uninvited visitor. What looked like a fence moved. A resident glanced out his window and spotted something odd in his neighbor's yard. What he initially thought was a part of the fence caught his attention. It didn't look quite right. The figure was tall and impossibly thin, with spindly limbs that stretched unnaturally. As he stared longer, he realized this wasn't a part of the fence at all. It was a slim, alien-like creature standing perfectly still, its small head slightly turned, as if aware of being watched. For a moment, it stood silently before slipping out of view. This alien was in town, and he wasn't alone in the street. Hard to breathe. A normal day in Moscow's woods turned into a horror movie. Locals came across an unusual creature on the road, gently resting and taking deep breaths. The poor thing looked like it had been hit by a truck. Red covered the creature's body as it lay on the cold road. Sharp teeth peeked out from a hairy face with huge ears. The head resembled a dog's, but way bigger. Gasps for air mixed with the sound of an approaching ambulance. The scariest part? It looked part human. Pictures were taken of its long claws and big mouth for scientific research. Scientists were confused. This wasn't any normal wolf. You keep on guessing. Forest giant unveiled. After hearing rumors of a gigantic beastly creature in the woods, a research team set out to investigate. One of the hunters, after hours of trekking, finally came across this massive creature that looked less like a wolf, but more so to that of a werewolf. The sun made its black fur shine, making it look even scarier. When the team moved a branch, the creature turned to look at them. Its massive, wide-chested humanoid confirmed the initial thoughts of it being a werewolf. Dragon or myth? Hold on to your hats. A breathtaking video from the mountains has captured a huge creature standing with its massive leathery wings spread wide. Looking like a dragon straight out of a storybook, it boasts a rugged body, long claws, and a swaying tail. Many are convinced this footage is proof that dragons truly roam our world. Others aren't so sure, speculating it might be a large bird, a sophisticated drone, or just a visual trick. This majestic creature perched high on the mountain peaks with wings open seems almost too magical to be real. Is this a genuine glimpse of a mythical beast or a brilliantly executed hoax? Keep your eyes on the skies for more clues. What do you see at night? In the stillness of the U.S. neighborhood, a stalker appeared, but the truth wasn't undeniable. A family, disturbed by creepy noises outside their home, scratches, low laughs, and faint footsteps, decided to check their surveillance camera. What they saw left them frozen in fear. Two glowing eyes. Hidden among the trees, the creature's eyes never blinked, watching the house silently. No one knew what it was. Only the unblinking eyes stood out. But it had come for the purpose, it was sure. It appears that the stalker desired shelter, food, or any human, but it was clear that it was a cryptid, not an animal. Black man. While walking through the woods of Northern America, a man stumbled upon a strange sight as he filmed a large, black furry figure moved quietly among the trees, its silhouette barely visible. It seemed to be searching for something, blending in with the forest shadows. After a brief pause, the creature turned and vanished into the dense woods. The video quickly spread, sparking debates about whether it was a Bigfoot or a werewolf. Similar sightings have been reported across the U.S., much like Yetis in Asia. The results are still a mystery, but the video is the proof. Be attentive. Maybe you can find out the truth. Glowing eyes in the Florida night. The backyard is the favorite place to hide for wolves. In another sighting, the wolf appeared to be having a home in the backyard. A woman felt something odd in her Florida backyard. She grabbed her phone to record what was happening. Through the darkness, glowing eyes stared back at her from thick bushes. It sent chills down her spine. The creature was large, partly hidden by branches. Its presence was impossible to ignore. The glowing eyes and stillness made people think it could be a werewolf. It just sat there, not moving, as if daring anyone to come closer. If you ever see glowing eyes in your backyard, remember, it might not be just an animal watching you. Crossing highway. In the city of Salini, CCTV caught a large canine-like animal that was so fast that it crossed the highway and jumped to the other side of the road. Reports of similar sightings have come from various places across Brazil, making people wonder even more. Officials have talked to those who shared these clips, but no new clues have come up. The mystery continues, and so does the worry. What do you think is out there? Bigfoot! Is this the proof everyone has been waiting for? A hidden camera was set up by the officials. Deep in the woods caught a towering figure moving silently among the trees. Covered in thick black fur, its broad shoulders and massive build looked nothing like any known animal. The way it stood still, blending naturally into the forest, suggested an intelligence beyond the typical creature. It was a Bigfoot, known for their dominant presence. As it moved without noticing the camera, it held up the proof for the people. Now, officials know their part well until you keep thinking, what would happen to the Bigfoot? Trapped on a mountain road.
Ayağı falan baksana da ayağı falan ters yamuk bunun.
In Turkey, two friends were driving along a lonely mountain road when a terrifying figure appeared. A strange humanoid stood directly in front of their car, blocking their path. Trembling with fear, they recorded the encounter.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Tövbe estağfurullah, tövbe estağfurullah.
As the creature slowly walked toward them, panicking. They tried to reverse the car, only to feel a sudden thud above them. Another creature had dropped onto the car's roof,
Baksana.
trapping them completely. Surrounded, the friends felt their hearts pound as both figures closed in, realizing they were stuck with no escape.
Baksana.
Creature in the abandoned house. A research team entered an abandoned house, chasing rumors of a strange creature. As they approached the end of a dark hallway, their camera light flickered, revealing something unsettling. A white, round figure slowly emerged from the back room, its pale body standing out in the shadows. The team froze, watching as the creature moved silently toward them. Its presence was unsettling, and its shape was odd. They took a quick step back, afraid of being taken over. Realizing it was getting closer, without looking back, they turned and fled, leaving the strange figure lurking in the darkness. Chupacabra spotted. The legendary chupacabra, a creature infamous for its vampire-like behavior, was recently caught on camera. Known for allegedly feeding on livestock and draining their vital fluids, this elusive beast was filmed standing conspicuously in the open. The footage clearly shows its slender, bony frame, long legs, and distinctively sharp, pointed ears. Its glowing eyes intensify its eerie predatory appearance, distinguishing it from any familiar animal. First mentioned in Puerto Rican folklore in 1995, the chupacabra has since become a symbol of fear throughout the Americas. This latest sighting adds another layer of intrigue to the ongoing mystery of its existence. Ghost at home. Something didn't feel right. A person sitting quietly in their room felt an unsettling chill. Glancing up from a screen, he suddenly froze. Outside the window, a dark figure stood hunched, its body twisted and unnatural. Large, glowing eyes stared directly at him, unblinking and spooky calm. The creature's thin limbs pressed against the glass as if testing its boundaries, watching silently. For a few long moments, the two remained locked in a tense stare. Then, without warning, the figure slowly retreated into the shadows, vanishing completely. Left, the person realized if it was truly gone or still lurking in the darkness just out of sight. Mystery at the Amarillo Zoo.
Caught on camera, a mystery in Texas. What is this strange figure that people are trying to figure out?
On a quiet night in Texas, something unexpected showed up at the Amarillo Zoo. At 1 a.m. on May 21st, cameras caught a figure that looked a bit like a wolf moving silently near the fence. People in town started guessing about the visitor. Some thought it might be a creature from a legend, while others joked it could be someone in a costume having fun. The mysterious figure caused no harm and didn't enter the zoo. It left everyone with a fun mystery to solve. Was it a legendary creature or just a playful prank? Suggestions included everything from a mythical chupacabra to a teenager in costume, but their instincts were sure about Wolfman. What do you think? Eyes of the sheep squatch. In the forest of West Virginia, a camper was frozen in place as two glowing eyes pierced through the blackness. No shape or body appeared, only fiery eyes staring unblinkingly from the shadows. The air became thick with the foul stench of decay, a smell said to always accompany the sheep squatch. According to folklore, the sheep squatch is a terrifying creature that is half ram, half man, and lives in the wilderness, always hidden from view. Though the camper couldn't see its body, the oppressive presence and those haunting eyes made it clear the creature was real. And it was close. The sheep squatch didn't need to show itself. Its gaze alone was enough. Goatman walks among us. A panic broke out when a bizarre creature appeared in broad daylight. It walked across the village square, standing erect on two goat-like legs. Its black, muscular body towers over the onlookers. The creature's head resembled that of a goat, with wild eyes and a strange, human-like posture. Villagers stood stunned as it walked around, almost mocking them with its unnatural movements. The legend spoke of this creature, a mix of man and goat, holding an axe and spreading fear wherever it went. As it moved through the village, everyone felt the air grow heavy with fear. For the first time, the villagers saw the frightening creature. It seems like the Goat Man isn't just a legend, but a terrifying reality walking among them. Creature in the darkness. In the night blackness, a person noticed the bushes rustling nearby as if something was moving inside. Nervously, he aimed his camera and began recording. Out of the shadows, something odd appeared. Its limbs were thin and long, and it moved in an odd, jerky manner as its twisted, hunched body crawled out. The creature resembled something out of a nightmare, rather than an animal, with its pale skin stretched tightly over its bony frame. The sight was enough to send chills down the person's spine. Without waiting to see more, he turned and ran. What was that cryptid? That is still a haunting reality. Werewolf caught on CCTV. A home security camera captured a bizarre scene one night. In someone's backyard, a large, dark figure prowled around. The figure looked dog-like, with dog facials, but the body stood upright, more like a person's. It seemed an insane creature. This video sparked lots of talk online. Many thought the creature's jerky, scary movements weren't normal for any known animal. Some wondered if it was just a person in costume, but the huge size and dog-like appearance made others think, could this be a real werewolf roaming in the night? Full moon. What was that sound? On a full moon night, weird noises woke up some people. They followed the sound and saw something shocking. A huge black creature with long arms and legs sat on the ground. It was sniffing around like it was hungry. The people were so scared they couldn't move. Some thought it might be a werewolf looking for food. The creature's presence made everyone wonder if their homes were safe at night. Crawling on all four. A wild thing prowling the streets for a few days was caught on camera by a CCTV system in the late night hours. It crawled on all fours, making its way slowly across the street. There was a stark difference between its pale, almost ghostly body and its dark head. It had a human-like appearance but moved in an unnatural, animalistic manner. The footage quickly drew attention among the residents, with many believing this could be a werewolf mid-transformation. However, the truth might be more disturbing. The creature wasn't a beast, but a human hiding among them, blending in under the cover of night. Keep your eyes open. Who knows who you might spot next time you're out at night? Hiding and seeking duende. Sometimes security cameras see more mysterious things than humans. In the backyard of a home, a small, headless figure darts behind a flower pot. Moving on two legs like a human, it had no visible head or arms, making it look like a tiny creature out of folklore. This odd being resembles a mythical duende, a small goblin-like creature known in many cultures, said to hide in gardens and play tricks on unsuspecting homeowners. It seems the headless creature might just be a mischievous furball playing hide-and-seek. Tiny shadows in the night. Captured by CCTV footage outside a home, small, bipedal creatures appeared near a black car, their movements quick and nimble. These tiny figures, resembling duendes, a type of small, goblin-like being from folklore, stood barely a foot tall. Their bodies seemed slightly bent, making them appear even more unsettling in the dim light. The creatures moved with a purpose, darting around the car as if searching for something. Maybe they were drawn by curiosity, or perhaps, as legends say, they were there to play pranks or steal small objects. Encounter in the woods. During a forest trip, a group noticed something unusual, a tiny, strange figure moving quickly through the fallen leaves. It had a small, hunched body and was no taller than a foot. They watched as the creature carried something colorful toward a hidden burrow. Its quick movements made it look like a tiny human sneaking home. They realized they were looking at a duende, a little creature from folklore, known for being sneaky but mostly harmless. Many stories say duendes live in the woods, sometimes guarding treasures or playing tricks on humans. The group stayed still, excited as the tiny creature vanished into its small secret home. Bravo 6, going dark. Perched on the edge of the wall was a strange humanoid creature caught on camera. Its pale, hairless body stood out in the dim light, and its limbs were long and thin, almost skeletal. The creature was climbing the wall, trying to enter the home from the backyard pool area. As soon as it realized it was being recorded, the creature reacted swiftly, turning its head and darting away with incredible speed. It vanished over the wall and into the night. It was a skeletal cryptid. Runaway figure. While driving down a quiet road, a strange figure appeared far off in the beam of the headlights. Standing tall and still, it lurked at the edge of the road. Intrigued, the passenger quickly zoomed in with the camera, trying to capture a better look. The creature's outline became clearer, long limbs and an unnerving, alien-like posture. Suddenly, as if sensing it was being watched, the figure shifted. Without warning, it bolted toward the car with terrifying speed. The driver hit the gas, racing away just in time. Demonic figure. Have you ever felt a chill creep up your spine during a quiet evening walk? Imagine walking through Clumber Park at twilight when suddenly the air turns icy cold. That's exactly what happened to a couple who found themselves face to face with a ghostly figure gliding silently across their path. With only a flashlight and a phone, they followed the eerie apparition, their hearts racing, moving with an almost graceful, otherworldly presence. It seemed as though they had stepped right into a ghost story. Could this be the legendary spirit rumored to haunt the park? As the realization set in, they quickly decided to make their escape. Open discussion. Dare to step into the shadows where the line between myth and reality blurs? In a lively park, big, twisted horns and a pale face was silently watching the families having fun. Though not a werewolf, it certainly reminds of one. This odd figure makes another appearance in a deserted place, catching a reporter off guard. With its rough, dark skin and intense eyes, the creature seems to draw from the same mysterious aura that surrounds werewolves. These sightings stir up excitement and curiosity, blending reality with folklore. What could these encounters mean? Let's explore together how such sightings connect to legendary tales of werewolves. Thank you very much for watching the video. Share in the comments and do like the video and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again.